What's going on, guys? It's Achille. Just wanted to say, I hope you guys had a great day. Hope you're having a great night. I haven't made a video in a minute, but I've been trying to get back onto it. Just been a little busy, and just quite frankly, I've been tired, stressed with work, life, things like that. Today, and this video is probably gonna get out before, or perhaps after 12 a.m. But tonight, whatever the fuck, just wanted to talk about. It's been 10 years since a beautiful piece of art known as My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out. And quite frankly, it's one of the, in my opinion, top five, top three, maybe even the best rap album of all time. Hip hop album, I should say. But aside from the album, which I love genuinely, when you have, I'm always just, I feel as though every song on that album, every piece of that album is memorable, and it is entirely un, entirely unforgettable. Nicki Minaj opens it with her British accent. You can debate how you care about it or not. Uh, Kanye had amazing lyricism on "Gorgeous." "Power" is his comeback song, but that is also an entirely deep song. It's highly deep. The interlude of "All the Lights," which I feel as though doesn't get enough credit. There's not even enough words to describe. And the song "All the Lights" itself. I remember these songs. I remember these hits. "Power," "All the Lights." I remember them. Then "Monster," Nicki Minaj's verse. You've got "So Appalled," the RZA. I don't know how you pronounce the name. Psy the Prince. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jay-Z, Pusha, and Kanye. Kanye had a little bit of foreshadowing on both of them. I mean, in between both his verses, featured Donald. I mean, he mentioned Donald Trump, and also um, he said, "High as united 30, yeah, high as united 30,000 feet up, and you are not invited." I don't know if you remember, there was an incident that happened with United Airlines in regards to somebody on the plane got kicked off or whatever for ridiculous reason. Then that beautiful ass beat, "Devil in a New Dress," and Rick Ross's verse, which I feel as though Kanye's verse doesn't get enough credit. But I mean, Rick Ross's verse, definitely legendary. "Runaway," the song, there is so much to be said about that. It is a tragedy, as it's a beautiful tragedy. It's a beautiful tragedy. "Hell of a Life," I feel as though that should get more credit. I like that song. "Blame Game," people have mixed reviews about that, but it's whatever. Let me turn on the light real quick. Um, "Blame Game," Chris. Everybody has mixed reviews about that. I think Chris Rock's point was funny, but Kanye was speaking on that. "Lost in the World" is no. I personally feel that that's the most underrated, or that's the most overlooked song on the album. And then ending with "Who Will Survive in America." Well, I don't know if people know this or not, but there is actually another song, "See Me Now." You can find it on Apple Music, but also on YouTube. Now, to get that out of the way, I just want to talk about Kanye West himself. And Kanye West, quite frankly, is my favorite my favorite artist of all time. Hip hop, music, creativity wise, he's my favorite artist of all time. I love Kanye West. Not as much as Kanye loves Kanye, but I love Kanye West. I love his music. I love his work ethic, his creativity, what he's brought to hip hop, what he's brought to the world, what he has brought to motivation wise. Kanye West has been somebody I've remembered since I was a kid. I remember going to football practice in 2007. Every day it was every day it was about something. It was about like five. No, not five. I think this is around the time graduation came out, so it's 2007. Stronger. Um, okay, so Stronger, Good Life, and Can't Tell Me Nothing. And that's radio was just playing that every day. Every day I going to practice, I remember that it's like, I'm good. Welcome to the good life. and then I remember this the next year, 2008. Um, I remember what was the song? Oh, um, Heartless. Heartless. 808s and Heartbreak. And honestly, Kanye West is just somebody I've always followed. I mean, I used to not like Kanye, but I think we've all reached a point. I think there's been plenty of hated people in life that if you actually do some research into them and you look more into them and you give them a chance, then you love them. And I've reached that point with Kanye. I would say about 2016, about November 2016 or whatever, October, November 2016, started listening to Kanye more. And I really liked him. And I was like, wow, I was like, I'm really missing out on this. Like, I listened to Graduation and I'm just listening to it. And in my head, I'm just like, wow, like I miss this. I really miss it. And also on the radio, of course, was Through the Wire. Um, let's see, Through the Wire, Slow Jams, Jesus Walks. Yeah, Jesus Walks. Can't forget that. Now all they play is Gold Digger. Unfortunately, they just play Gold Digger all the time. But Kanye West is, quite frankly, Kanye West is my hero. Honestly, Kanye West is my hero. Kanye West is amazing and phenomenal, fantastic, immensely talented, and a super genius. Kanye gets a lot of hate because he's a free thinker. Unfortunately, he can't put his words together, but if you understand what he's saying, then you understand that he means no harm with what he says. And I guess I'll bring cancel culture into this, or just society in general. You see, cancel culture to me, I was having a conversation with people in my group chat today about cancel culture. Cancel culture is something as if you admit defeat, but it also garners into society. When you're being scrutinized for something that other people disliked, that other people find controversial, and you admit defeat and you apologize and say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean this, blah, 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 that's just, that's a leeway for people to kick you while you're down. Because you're already down, they're got you down there, now you're, I'm sorry. And you're basically just a puppy. You're basically just this abandoned puppy that nobody fucking loves, nobody gives a fuck about anymore, and you're the outcast. You're the pig that can't fit in. You're the, there's no room for you. And basically, if you don't give a fuck, then you can't. If you're continuously doing something, and they're just gonna keep talking about you. They can't cancel you. Like they try every way. They try every way to find it. They can't. And Kanye, Kanye's gonna talk. Kanye is always going to talk, and he's never gonna get canceled. There's no way. Kanye, you could honestly say like Kanye might have been this century might possibly have been the first canceled person with the Taylor Swift incident. I mean, there's a lot with that, but Kanye to me, Kanye to me is just so unique, and so unique in his own right, so unique, and so he's it's just the immense amount of power that I feel as though he brings out. When I listen to him talk, when I listen to him rap, when I listen to his music, it's so confident. But it was so carefully crafted to perfection. Every album I believe Kanye has dropped, maybe with the exception of J.I.K., Jesus King, I believe every album Kanye has dropped is just perfection. I believe all the gems of his interviews, of his rants, of everything. I believe there is truth in a lot that Kanye says that we all should take away and not purely just hating on him for the simple fact of, oh, it's Kanye. Because this is the thing. People hate just because it's cool. People, people dick ride and hate because it's cool. They think that shit's cool. That shit's really not cool. That like, oh, why don't you like Kanye? Oh, we're gonna okay. I've heard that from the past rest rest of the people I've met. So why don't you really like him? Hey, you listen to his music? Hey, you listen? Oh, no, man, I don't listen to him because like fuck like so you're dick riding. Why don't you just admit you're dick riding? Yeah, just you're dick riding. Stop. You're fucking dick riding. So, and you can find this. You can honestly find this with anybody. You can find this with when Kobe when he was alive. You know, everybody always had something for him. Ball hog, asshole, arrogant, all that shit. You got LeBron James right now. Got Kyrie Irving, KD. Honestly, Ben Simmons. It's cool to hate these people, right? Because everybody else is doing it. It's cool. It's cool, right? It's cool to be foul. It's cool to be in the crowd. It's cool to do all that shit. Not really. Not really. And this is the thing. Cancel culture has this following of where they want people to follow them in their own sense of what is right and what is wrong and what is socially acceptable and not acceptable. I want to understand why the fuck did cancel culture. Now this is just random. I just want to understand why the fuck did cancel culture try to cancel Kendrick and J. Cole in the Black Lives Matter movement? I don't think they comprehend. I mean, I don't comprehend. I don't think they comprehend. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. When Kanye says Harriet Tubman didn't really free the slaves, he's not wrong. What Kanye was implying was that yeah, he took these slaves away from their masters, but at the end of the day, they still had to work for white people. They were still under the power of the white man. Segregation was still a thing, and there's still mental change right there. And now I'm gonna move on to something highly controversial that he said about slavery being a choice. And this is highly controversial. When he said slavery was a choice, I take it in the sense that mental oppression is a choice. It is a I believe he was saying there's a choice to feel oppressed. There's a choice to feel slaved in these chains of saying, I can't do this because I'm black. I can't do this because, this because I'm black. This, and that, I'm black. I believe in a sense Kanye was trying to implement that there are things in life that people are bound by. People are bound by the option and choice to use that well, basically what I said, basically to use that line of, this because I'm black or I can't do this because I'm black. I feel as though free thought, this is a free thought right here. You don't have to feel this is going to sound weird. I'm just going to say this is going to sound weird because it's free and people truly don't know what free thinking is. So this is going to sound really, really, really weird, but I want you to please just follow where I'm going. I do believe in oppression. I believe in oppression. But there are those with mindsets, free mindsets, that people would perhaps call it winning mentality, or just to me it's a free mindset that they don't believe they are oppressed because they just believe in just getting ahead in life. I believe people like that exist. They just be like, I don't care about that oppression shit. At the end of the day, I still have things to do. But I don't see any wrong in it. So, in regards to black people, we tend to regard people as coons, Uncle Toms, even though nobody really knows what an Uncle Tom is. Uncle Tom is actually a good person. If you look up what Uncle Tom, if you look up how that originated, you'll understand that Uncle Tom is not a coon. Uncle Tom is not a coon. If you look it up. Uncle Tom is not a coon. Look up what Uncle Tom is. So there are people that just feel as though they are not oppressed and they're black, but black people tend to place other black people into a category of coonery and selling out. If you if you like Trump, right? Kanye liked Trump for a little bit. I don't think he fucks with him anymore. Doesn't matter. It's not my business. If you like Trump, black people don't care about you, but Black Lives Matter. So why? Because we can't agree or see eye to eye with one thing. Why does this person's life not matter? Why does Kanye's life not matter? Why does Lil Wayne's life not matter? Why does any black person who supports him not matter just because of this difference? Do you see the error in that? Like you're like, oh, it only matters if you're this, and that. And cancel culture will cancel you. What I've learned this year is that cancel culture and just people in general will silence you, want you to be silenced, and want you to stop if you are not aligned within the thought process or the pattern of not choosing the norm. And something that people don't realize. Now, before I go, now I know I kind of just went off top right there. I apologize for that. I'm going to go into, but before I go back to personal about Kanye, I'm just trying to go into humanity in general right here. People have to realize that there is not a new wave of consciousness. Right now, there is not a new wave of consciousness going on. And people tell me, adults tell me like, well, you're doing this, and that for your generation, so you don't have to struggle, or it's easier. And I understand that, but since it is my generation, I feel as though I can tell you my generation better than anybody. I don't feel as though this is a good generation, merely for the fact there is not a new wave of consciousness. I believe there is new wave oppression within people believing what they're doing is deemed right. Now, I'm gonna talk about the election real quick. You know, everybody had what they had to say about Trump or Biden, whatever. But if you voted for Trump, if people knew you voted for Trump or people knew you liked Trump, they would say the worst things about you. And there's a lot of, and I'm gonna mention one thing that somebody said, oh, people are so mad when you mention that they're a Trump supporter. I'm like, well, it's kind of not any of our fucking business. It's kind of not any of our fucking business. So, the problem is that there's no understanding. There's no understanding within this generation. It's do this or you're out. And fuck you. It's like be with us or fuck you. People truly don't realize the chains that they want to be removed from them, they are placing on other people, like join us or fuck you. They're basically chaining you. They're basically cuffing you to join their side. Now, whether this is Black Lives Matter, whether or not, well, this is really what I'm going to. I'm going with Biden supporters, everything. Sorry. So basically, I'm not somebody that, now see, I support the cause of Black Lives Matter. I will say that. I support the cause. Right now, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say it again. I support the cause of Black Lives Matter. I don't support the people. The people running this, the people behind this on social media, I don't support that. I believe that this year was so built on emotion, no logic. And when you have more emotion than logic, you're going to lose. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. You're going to lose if you do something built more on emotion than it is logic. You're causing problems. If you're not going into something with thinking about it, if you're not thinking about it, if you're just going with this with your heart, this is going to fail. This was something that I believe just personally didn't go well this year. And I truly saw a horrible side of humanity. Now, I'm going to bring Kanye back into this because this year Kanye ran for president. Unfortunately, Kanye was going through a bipolar episode, which is devastating to see. It's never fun to see that in anybody. It's so saddening. Never want to see that in anybody. Now, Kanye says what he says about Harriet Tubman, but you have to realize that people these people are playing the side of the media. These people are playing just as the media. The people that hate the media are playing media. They show one soundbite. They show one little soundbite of what he's saying. Don't show anything else that he said. Don't show any of the other policies that he said. Don't show anything more into what he was saying about Harriet Tubman. They show that one thing and say, look, that's Kanye. He's a fucking asshole. Look at that. Look what he said about Harriet Tubman. Look at him. Said he didn't free the slaves. I'll say this again. Kanye is not the best person when it comes to interpreting fully. But I know what Kanye meant by that. And people have already said what he meant by that. Basically, yes, she took these slaves and freed them, but they weren't technically free due to segregation and still being under the power of the white man, mainly. When Kanye was having these mental breakdowns, and seeing all of Twitter, Instagram, and seeing my people say these horrible things about him and just kick him while he's down. He's having a mental breakdown. He's having a bipolar episode. In a generation where I expected us to know more about mental health, in a generation where I would have thought we'd be there and say, this is what bipolar disorder is, and we bring out the facts. You would think that in a generation, in an age where everything is so information-based, we would put the information out, but no, that's not how it is. And it's not like Kanye doesn't care about black people. I don't know where this perception came from that he doesn't care about black people. George Bush doesn't care about black people. George Bush doesn't care about black people. I don't know where that perception came from, but I also want to know that this perception of that if you like Trump, you don't care about black, that's not true. Do I believe that there are some racist people or a good majority of racist people that like Trump? Yes, I do. But take into account that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris don't give a fuck about black people either. If anything, the main person who was running for president that cared more about black people was Kanye. And I just want to say, and all these ridiculous takes to just bring him down. If you vote for him, that's a vote for Trump. How the fuck does that make any... What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. It's, you're splitting the vote. Bitch, we have an environmental party. Niggas vote for that shit every year. What the fuck? Every 4 years, niggas vote for the fucking green party. What the fuck? The orange party. What the fuck is that? The traffic cone party? What the fuck? Bro, anything to bring this man down. It didn't make any sense. But before that, I was saying, put Bernie's name on the ballot. Put Andrew Yang's name on the ballot. Vote for them. Nigga, you're splitting the votes. That's your logic, right? You're splitting the votes. What the fuck? Joe Biden has a history. Kamala Harris has a history of locking niggas up. Kanye cares about niggas. Kanye cares about us. I've just seen in a year in which black people should stick together due to the large amount of loss that we have suffered with Kobe Bryant, with Chadwick Boseman, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, so many black people, and I know that was just the main ones that we have lost, but there have been a large number of black people we have lost. We had to stick together, but when it's not aligned with how you want us to stick together, when you're a free thinker, they don't understand that, and when you are a free thinker, and it's not directly normal to think this, they will hate you. And quite frankly, everybody, even black people, fear a free thinker. Black people want you to say it in the way they want it to. But that is also society in general. But black people have to understand, and humans have to understand, there is a fear, there is a massive fear of free thinkers. Because free thinkers are in the ocean. Sheep, everybody else are in the fishbowl. Free thinkers are out in the ocean. It is original, it is unorthodox to be a free thinker. It's dangerous. It's dangerous because you speak truth that people can't interpret, and it's highly simple. It's astonishing to me how we cannot bring in black people because they supported Trump, because they support such and such. At that point, it's as if black lives don't matter. It's as if, yes, we had to protect men's mental health, but fuck Kanye West. Look at him go crazy. He's a fucking lunatic. Put him in a fucking straitjacket. Like, I genuinely was hurt by this. I was hurt by this. As somebody who is mentally ill, I was hurt by this. As somebody who has trauma, as somebody who has to take medication, I was hurt by this. Because I felt as though my life didn't matter when they came for Kanye. As they always do when he has a mental breakdown, when Kanye has these moments of mania. I felt as though they didn't give a fuck about me. I felt as though as a mentally ill person, I saw it on a larger level. And they don't give a fuck about me. I've been diagnosed with what I have for 4 years. Never have I felt like somebody truly understands this. Never have I felt like somebody is truly fucking with me. And when what happened to Kanye with his Twitter posts, when he said I almost killed my daughter, there was genuine pain. There was a fear within me that something was going to happen to Kanye. There was a fear within me that something's going to happen to him and they're not going to care until he's dead. Or fuck, they might even be happy that he's dead. People don't consider being suicidal a tragedy. People don't consider being mentally ill a tragedy. Only when you have committed suicide do people say that's terrible. When they have the opportunity to make that bigger, to bring that scale, to bring more awareness onto that, they had an opportunity. Sorry, I was just looking at some cats. But they had an opportunity. Kanye West is somebody who I personally feel as though I can relate to because Kanye, to me, is someone so misunderstood, but does all he can and more to help people. There are no boundaries when it comes to Kanye West. Kanye is free, open as possible, honest as possible. Kanye is different. Kanye is an alien. I relate to aliens. I relate to people like Kanye West because he's an alien. Kanye is too different to be considered a human. And it's as if people don't even want to regard him as a human. But Kanye has always motivated me and others to use this, and this. But mostly, use your words. He has always shown and demonstrated how powerful the voice is. In every album, in every interview, he demonstrates how powerful the voice is. Kanye West has saved my life. Kanye West has saved me from suicide. Kanye West has saved me from taking my life at a young age. Even now, he helps me stay alive. He helps me not commit suicide. He helps me get into my zone. When he makes beauty as he does, it inspires me to find beauty within myself and bring that beauty out to others and bring the beauty from others out to them. But I can only do that for such a short, there's only a limited amount that I can truly do that. But people like Kanye can truly bring it out to you. He said, if you are a Kanye West fan, you are not a fan of me. You are a fan of yourself. I am just the espresso. And quite frankly, as much as an asshole as Kanye may be, I'll admit right now, as much as an asshole Kanye may be, I do believe he tries. He tries to be a good person, and he is a good person. I think, yes, he is an asshole, but I believe all of us in our own right are some assholes. We are all capable of it. Everybody is capable of being an asshole. But Kanye continuously tries to do good, and all he does is get hated because following this crowd to cancel people and hate and be cool is cool to hate. It's cool to follow a crowd and dick ride. That shit is not fucking cool. Kanye West inspired me to write more, to follow music, and mainly bring out the most creative side of me that I can. Kanye West inspired me to think more freely. Free thoughts are dangerous in a massive world of sheep because people can't understand it. No matter how right or wrong you are, people can't understand it. No matter how right you are, people will think you're wrong, but they can't understand it. There are too many contradictions with how the world is today, how society is. I personally believe my generation is fucked due to us wanting to be understood, but when other people want to be understood who are deemed as different, cancel them. Fuck them. That's how it is. That's why I don't believe this is new wave of consciousness. This is new wave oppression. When people say you're going to follow your parents because of their politics, find your own self. You are doing the exact same thing. People have their views now of whoever side they are on. And they say, you're just following your parents. So if you like Trump, if you like Trump, they're like, oh, why don't you follow your own thing or whatever? You just dick riding off your parents. When in reality, this person could have done their research and said, I like him because this, and that. Now, granted, some people just want to be assholes and just want to be different just to be different, even though they really didn't even look in there for real. But people don't realize that they're doing this. What they're saying about those who they despise, they don't even realize that they're doing that. They're doing that. And they're going to do that. They're going to do that to their kids, and they don't realize that. There is so much wrong within what should be right that life soon is going to be way more dangerous with this new wave of oppression, this new wave of oppression into your mind, this new wave of oppression into your heart. There is a new wave of sheep going. And people like Kanye inspire me to be myself, to be different, be confident. But I will say that it frightens me to a large degree of what life could be like in the future. I don't know what my generation is going to bring. I don't know if they're going, me personally, I feel as though they're going to bring more harm than good. But I want people to know, do what is right for you. Don't follow the crowd. Even what I'm saying, don't follow me. Follow you. Follow what you really want to do. Be your own espresso. Be your own shot in the morning. Get yourself up. Inspire yourself. Do what you want. Don't do something just because your friends are doing it. Even if they will cut you off, then they obviously weren't your friends. If friends can't respect you for your own beliefs that are not harmful, they were not your friends. Find yourself, find the beauty in you, and get yourself up. To think freely it's peaceful but destructive. To be open with this free thought is frightening. To be open with this free thought is purely something that you feel like I just have to keep this low and dumb down my conversations because about 99% of people are not going to get it. And I don't know. When I observe what people do to those, when I observe cancel culture and what they do, they silence people because they mainly silence people because of words. Never merely purely damaging action. Harmless words will get you banished from society. Harmless free thought will get you banned from society. And I believe that there are people that act just like the media. People act as what they hate the most, what they despise the most. And I will say that I'm truly I just wonder. I just wonder what's gonna happen. This is an age where we should have so much awareness, but we contradict our own awareness with blindness. We contradict logical thinking with negative emotions and anger, with no ability to understand, but all we want to do is be understood. And I can't really say what's going to happen. All I know is I just hope it's good. And I just want to say thank you to Kanye West. Thank you for what you've done to me. Thank you for what you're doing for me. And I hope that I can talk to you. I hope I can meet you one day. And so we can talk creatively, existentially, spiritually, emotionally, everything. And I want to thank Kanye West. I want to thank him for being the main inspiration for me to push more creatively. And I'm so grateful for him. And that's my hero. And I want you all to know to be free. Don't do what the crowd's doing. Do what you want to do. And take your time to do the research. Take your time to do the research to be revolutionary, because everybody wants to be revolutionary during this time, but nobody has done the revolutionary work. Everybody's doing the sheep work. Do the research. Find out everything you can to come to your own conclusions and be revolutionary. That's being revolutionary. Doing endless searching. Books, Google, videos, endless searching. And I just want to say I hope everybody has a great night. Apologize if this video was all over the place a little bit, but I want to say I hope everybody has a great night. Hope everybody is safe tonight. And we're going to post some more videos. I'm going to try to help everybody as much as I can. I have, at this point, 5 more days till I'm 20. I'm going to try to post a video on my birthday, but also a little bit before that. I want to say I hope everybody has a great night. Be safe. And as always, drink some water.